Good afternoon to everyone that may be watching this on the other side of this camera. My name is Andres and I come from one of the best schools in the world, Colegio Reina Isabel. I am 14 years old and I live in Tijuana. Like many people from Tijuana, I was born in the United States, yet I lived here all my life. How is this possible? It's really simple. Tijuana is located on the last point of the Mexican territory, over here, south to San Diego. So your next question may be, why are you only talking to us about Tijuana? Excellent question, handsome stranger. Because we chose our big idea to be about our life living in the border and how this has allowed us to be better people. The border we have between the United States and Mexico is approximately 1,954 miles long, or 1,905,853 humans laying down together. It starts in my city, Tijuana, or San Diego, California, and ends in Matamoros, Tamaulipas, or Harlingen, Texas. It's quite long. One of the biggest concerns people from another place have is if it takes us all day long to cross to the other country, or if we can even cross at all. The truth is that people who live here can apply for a special card called Sentry. This allows us to go through a special lane when crossing that takes an average of 15 to 30 minutes. Many people see the border as one of the huge concerns with Tijuana, but the truth is that we, Tijuanenses, see it as something normal nowadays because most of the people that live here go to work in San Diego in the morning and come back in the afternoon. For example, just a month ago, I started school in San Diego and I live in Mexico. This may seem crazy for people that don't live here, but for us, it's something completely normal. Living near the border is also something really cool because we learn to be more tolerant, to have more respect, and we also learn about other cultures, other points of view than what a person living in the center of Mexico has. The best thing about all of this is that people learn the good traits from the other culture. For example, did you know that Tijuana is one of the few cities in Mexico to actually use their turn lights because we learned it from our neighbors in the north? In addition, and although this may speak a little bit bad about my own country, we usually do not let pedestrians cross the street because we feel as if the people in the car have the priority. Nevertheless, here in Tijuana, the situation is different. It would actually be considered rude to not stop and let the pedestrian cross. Now, many Mexicans come to Tijuana because of their jobs, because our city actually pays really good compared to other cities in my country. Although most of them go to the US because they take advantage of this wonderful opportunity and minimum wage is way higher. For example, in San Diego, an hour is worth a minimum of $11, while as in Mexico, an hour is worth a minimum of 58 cents. It may come across as something surprising and unreal, but sadly, it's the truth. This is why many people come to Tijuana, to have a well-paid job in the States, yet live in their home country, without having to forget where they come from. You might think, well, that's unfair. You take away jobs and don't even live here. The truth is that we actually increase the US economy by taking those jobs that may be from working in a retail shop to an office. And we also pay taxes, although it is kind of a downside because our parents end up paying US and Mexican taxes. As I was previously saying, I recently started school in San Diego after 12 years of being educated in Mexico. I must say I was quite nervous at first because I thought the people were going to be way different than from the people in Mexico. But the truth was that because of living in Tijuana, they were actually no different than what I was used to. This also taught me a valuable lesson, that no one is different. Even if we come from a different country or have different traits, we still laugh, smile, cry, and appreciate the same things. To speak our truth, even with a border, we do not feel separated. We actually feel more united than before. Because for us, it's not Tijuana and San Diego. It's one big zone filled with different cultures, different habits, but the same people. One of the biggest traits I should mention is our open-mindedness towards everyone. We finally got into a stage where we don't see color, race, or nationality. As we use San Diego as part of our city, people from San Diego use Tijuana as part of their city, more specifically Rosarito, which is a city next to Tijuana. This also allows us to be one step ahead because we improve our second language, may it be English or Spanish. As Brendan Urie from Panic at the Disco said, this lets us have high hopes for a living. It lets us be those one in a million. Unfortunately, not all people are as fortunate to be able to take advantage of this opportunity. Tijuana is a hub for many people from other countries who wish to live in the States. Therefore, we receive a diverse amount of cultures, which sadly brings us to our next point. Many South Americans and recently Haitians have come here to seek a better life in the States than their usual one in their birth country. Sadly, most of them are not able to cross, and because of their lack of money, they are forced to stay here with no home or job. Nevertheless, I am proud to say that because of this open-mindedness and empathy we've learned throughout the years, we know at least a little bit of what they must be going through. So Tijuana did not look at them as strangers who invaded our territory. On the contrary, we see people who want to have a good life, who do not want to suffer more than they already did, who are looking for a second chance, just as we once did. Therefore, we try our best to help them. We give them jobs, shelter, food, and there are even some organizations that help them with their legal status. This allows them to teach my generation that this is how society should function, that we don't see differences, we see similarities, and we empathize with them. I would like to leave you here with a phrase from one of my favorite artists, John Lennon, whom taught us with a song that no matter how our world may be right now, there will always be a chance to improve ourselves and the people around us, and that no matter how different we may seem to be, the truth is that we're all the same with unique traits. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. Thank you.